Hi science colleagues, this is John Cho. This video is to walk you through the homework module on myKristin. I've been working with Lorraine Hurd's class since the end of last term, along with the other subject teachers of Lorraine's class as well. The key idea is to use the homework module on myKristin and utilize the due date, which can be then connected to the calendar that the students see on their myKristin. And if all the subject teachers enter the homework or any assignments in a single method using that single calendar or single due date module, then the students will be able to see when their homework is due for different subjects at one place. And if the parents subscribe to the children's calendar on myKristin, then they'll be able to get more involved in terms of completing the homework by the due date as well. We've had a go at this. The trials finished. The feedback from the parents and the students have been great. Lorraine's presented to Adam and the middle school management team, and they were all thrilled about it as well. So the team, the initial team, why am I getting this? Okay, off with you. The initial team decided to go to their own subject areas and, start implementing this gradually. So hopefully we can start with the year 7s first, and then by the end of this year we can increase the implementation of the system to year 8s, 9s, and 10s as well. So I'm just going to walk you through this. This is like the 10th time I'm making this video because I don't know why. I'm getting nervous making this video. It's ridiculous. Anyway, so I'm in an empty room facing no one, but yet I'm nervous. So you go to the course. I'm just going to use use Lorraine's class as an example. I already have the section called the homework tasks. Obviously, if you don't have that, then you need to click this, editing on, scroll down, and there is this little tiny plus button, which asks you to increase the number of sections. You press that, and the new section has been added. So obviously you would need to edit this and to have the title of homework tasks. Okay. Now, once you've done that, you need to add an activity or resource. Now here is where it gets important. We usually add the resource. Well, I usually used to add the resources all down here, but for this one we would have to add an assignment and add. Okay, internet, there we go. So assignment name. Now there is a unified way of having the assignment title. So we start off with the shorter version of our subject, which is obviously going to be Sci, and then the HMWK. We've had a bit of discussion, 20-minute discussion on how we're going to shorten the homework. That's what we ended up with. And obviously term 3 and this week 7, and we are supposed to hand out at least one homework. Well, one homework 1 week. Oh, why do I keep getting this? Sorry about that, guys. So we put the title like that, and then we get the summary of. We put the summary of the homework in this region there. When we put the contents on this region, there are whole sorts of things that you can do. So I'm just gonna use one of my example. Here we go. So here, let's. Where's Tim and Moby? Oh, there we go. So let's say I want my year 7s to do the homework for these entire 4 things. Then yeah, I can just paste them right here. Obviously the link to a YouTube video will be highlighted on its own because myKristin allows you to do that. Now you can also add your own hyperlinks. For example, use workbook. Now from my experience with the year 7s, even if you upload the workbook on the news forum, they will always come up to you and ask, where is the workbook on myKristin? So what you do then is you highlight the word workbook there, and then you go to insert link. You press that, and it will ask you to link the URL. Obviously you don't want to do that, if you press that button there, this little button here, it will ask you to choose a file or upload the file. In my case, it's going to be Year 7 Earth Science Workbook. I think this is it. I may be wrong, but let's say that this is it. You double click that. Okay, it is workbook. Good. And select this file and open in this window or frame. You can have that to open a new window there, because workbook, it's more convenient for them to have it on a new window. You insert. So you see that the workbook part is now highlighted. That's been hyperlinked to the workbook. Oh, for God's sakes. Sorry. Anyway, so you see that it's been highlighted in blue here, and that is now a live link towards the workbook file that I've uploaded on myKristin. You can also upload let's say, so this is the Dick and Moby volcano video. So same thing, and link URL. Obviously, we don't have a URL, so we select the file, upload a file. Here we go, choose file. Volcano, and upload this file, and you can have it to open a new window as well. So insert, then they will be able to see the volcano file in the browser themselves. Obviously, Year 7s are using the iPad, so they would have to use the Puffin to get to, or to watch the flash file that is Dick and Moby. Oh, not Dick and Moby, Tim and Moby, sorry. Gosh, you understand how nervous I get? My words are being screwed up now. Now, that's all about adding the hyperlinks. Okay, so once you've added the hyperlinks to certain words, then you'll be able to see them, change the color to the light blue there. Just to recap, if you want this word to be hyperlinked, you highlight it, you go to that button, and then you do whatever it tells you to do, and you'll be able to get it. Now, the most important thing, and this is something that you should not forget, is to utilize this. Obviously, we don't want them to allow submissions via online, so we want to disable this, but this due date part here is the most important thing. If you set the due date using this, that is the only way to actually link this assignment to the myKristin calendar. So today's the 8th, so 15th of September 2014, and obviously we don't want them to actually submit it by midnight. What we should do is we should actually get the time of the start of that certain period. So for example, this is Lorraine's class, and they have science next week on Monday at period 3. So I would want to change this to show 10:45. Okay, obviously you don't want to disable this, you have to have this ticked, and you have to specify the time of the start of the period so that they will be able to see, oh yes, this is a double period next Monday, and we have to submit it by then. So don't allow the submissions, because this would allow the submissions online, which we usually don't do. Cutoff date, you don't have to enable that either. And that's all done, and save and display is all you need to do. So once you've saved and displayed, there we go. So the YouTube link is already there. Okay, if you click
Dear
workbook,
Tim and Moby, can you tell me about volcanoes?
Yeah, no, not just yet. Okay, so if you click workbook, they can see the workbook on a different tab. The YouTube video has been linked. The Tim and Moby, Tim and Moby file has been embedded as well, so that they will
Dear Tim and Moby,
it, obviously on Puffin for the Year 7s because they have iPads. And obviously, they're not going to submit it online, so don't worry about this. But the important thing is that you have specified a due date, which will then show on their calendar, which for the students will be located right about here. So they will be able to see the maths homework, science homework, English homework, humanities homework, history homework, all in one place, so that they don't have any excuses. Oh, I forgot, I didn't write that down, or I've lost a picture that I've taken of the assignment. I think from my experience, this works, and obviously this heightens the parents' involvement in completing the homeworks from the student as well. But I think the best way is to tell them, yes, the homework will be uploaded onto the homework tasks module on myKristin, so go and check, but you should also ask them to write something about checking the myKristin homework on their diary or the reminder, or whatever they need to do to remember to check the homework. One thing that I find quite useful is to go back to the course, and then let's just finish editing here because we're finished editing. Go to the news forum, upload the message that term 3, week 7, Earth Science homework uploaded. So please check the homework that has been uploaded, blah blah blah. And this will send an email to all of the students in the class. Obviously, we should also remind them to check the school emails and all that, because I find, at least three or four in my year 7 year 7 class don't check their school email. But if they have a habit of checking the school email, really testing my patience and political correctness here. So if they can check the email, then they will receive this email, and then they will see, oh yes, I have a homework to check. And once they log on to myKristin, obviously post the forum, once they log on to myKristin, there'll be a calendar right about here, which shows them in different color codes what homework is due when. That is the whole point. The students being able to see what homework is due on which date at one place. That is the entire point of using this module, which I think is quite useful because, again, they tend to make notes everywhere. If you have any questions, you can just let me know, send me an email, bring a laptop to me. I have no problems. So bother me with this if you don't understand anything. All right, thank you very much for listening and paying attention intently to this boring video. I know that you didn't enjoy it, but I hope it was useful. Thanks.